Mm.
All right, all right. Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the season one finale of When Life Talks. Hey man, first off, like I say, we always thank our audience, thank our supporters. We appreciate each and every one of y'all who supported us on this journey. Started about a bunch of thoughts. Thoughts became actions, actions pen to paper, actions became a plan. And here we are, I believe, 16 episodes later.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more than that. We have to double check them numbers, but I believe this is episode 16 or 17. But hey, we appreciate y'all. We couldn't have done it this far on this journey for season one without y'all. Like I say, this podcast is about y'all. You know, it's us talking, but it's real life experience that we walk through every day in life. So uh salute each and every one of you that have tuned in and continue to tune in. Like I say, it's not a farewell, it's a summer break. We'll be back in August. We'll be coming with season two. Season two, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it. Probably have a lot of more special guests on. Still talking about those life situations that we face every day. A lot of people don't like to talk about.
Right.
As I said, we always like to open doors that some people are scared to go through, or the doors that they talk about in private, but may not come out in public and say it. So, hey, we appreciate y'all. We here for the ride. But without further ado, the last episode of this season.
This season.
What is your definition of a good father? And I'll probably pause because it's two parts to it. Uh, what is your definition of a good father? Um, we hear a lot of different situations. We hear a lot of different stories um, for whatever reason. And then the second part is, do you allow your child or children's father to play a pivotal role in their lives, even if y'all are not together? So we're going to sit back. We're going to kick our feet up on this Wednesday evening, and we're going to dive into it. As y'all come in and get settled, if y'all out there, hey, tap in. We want to hear y'all experience because like I say, I can speak as being a father. I play a pivotal role in all my kids' life, all three of them. So it's no half stepping. I think for anybody that have children or even have a child singular, the father is a key figure in that child's development, no matter the relationship you have with the kid's mother. For those that are married, absolutely. Sometimes work may get a little intense, and work get in the way. Married, dating, or straight single. You know what I'm saying? Understand that it's certain tutelage and certain knowledge that a child's father can pass along to that child. And I think a lot of folks teeter the line, hey, I don't need a man. It's not about needing a man, but that child needs a father in their life. And when I say that, I'm not talking about just from adolescent to teenager. I'm talking about from adolescent all the way to adulthood, because you still need someone to give you some guidance. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still blessed to have my dad on this earth at the age of 75, be 76 in August. So if I need to pick up the phone and say, hey, we may, I'm a grown man, but hey, what you think about this? It's a pillar that I know I have.
Right.
That's to have my uncles. I got uncles. I can still pick up the phone and say, hey, man, what about this? What I'm saying? That knowledge, like I say, a lot of people think knowledge just stops. No, knowledge, you gain knowledge and you should seek knowledge every day. Um, and you sit back and you watch how your folks maneuver. You watch how your uncles, your dads, your goddads, you know what I'm saying? You watch how they maneuver, and you watch how the men in your life maneuver a certain way, and you see how they do with their kids and the things they do. So it kind of nurtures you to say, you know what? Let me learn something. Let me go on that path. And so well, like we said, we Mother's Day is the highest holiday that there is for a lot of folks. And Father's Day coming up, so we said we was gonna do this episode because a lot of times fathers get put on the back burner.
Right. Get stepped up.
Yeah, we get stepped over. Some of us, I'm not gonna say all of us, because it's brothers. Y'all know we do some jacked up stuff, but most of us, I will say, carry the torch. Make sure your kids, we make sure our, as my pastor would say, our seeds are taken care of. We make sure our seeds are, what I'm saying, we're giving them that good sound advice that they need to be grown. Uh, so yeah, that's what this episode is about, man. Y'all know, tap in. You know what I'm saying? We'll dig a little. We're gonna dig a little bit. We're gonna dance around. We're gonna talk about the impact that your father had in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Some folks may not have had it, but it's still there. And we're gonna unpack the ones that you got kids and the fathers may be absent. We want to make sure that you extend that olive branch. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to extend that olive branch. Not saying, hey, drag yourself to a point where you just, I don't reached out, I'm tired. No, sometimes, hey, look, got this child over here, got these children over here. They need their dad active in their life. Sometimes you got to set away the egos. You got to put the pride away. You got to say, you know what? I'm reaching out to you. This child or these kids need you active in their life. Once you do that a couple times, hey, take your hands off the wheel. But you can say that you made that approach. You took that step. You've given that leniency, that
Mm.
you cast that reel out there to see if they're gonna bite. And
Right.
like, I saying beg nobody, but most kids need a dad, need a father figure in their life, especially in this day and age. As some old folks would say, we see it all the time. We see it on the national news. We see what's going on in the local areas that we live. The absence of people that look like me, black fathers, is getting slimmer and slimmer by the day for various reasons. Various reasons we can go down the gauntlet.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I can't speak like I didn't have my father in my life. Yes, I would see him. Yes, I knew who he was, but for him to be 100% in my life,
Mhm.
that didn't happen. But once I get older and I kind of knew I met him where he was at in his life, and I think that kind of gave me a better understanding of who he was, what he was capable of being, and what he wasn't capable of being. And I think once we know that and we learn that, then we can understand, like, everybody that's put on this earth is not meant to be a father. They're not meant to father because they don't know how to father themselves. So it is
Oh
what it
yeah. Oh, Miss
is.
Thomas, Miss Thomas, we see you out there. Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hey,
If you got something for us, tap in. Drop a comment. We here. But and you're right. You just sparked on something that a lot of folks like to run from. Everybody ain't meant to be a father.
mm-mm.
That's why I often laugh, but I refer to my pastor because, like, he flat out tell us, you can't leave your seed everywhere, and everybody not supposed to get your seed.
No, no, they are not. But I that's still like I tell my daddy when he was living. I think this September it'll be 3 years he been gone. But those last 3 months was the best we've had in my entire 44 years of living, where I was able to gain a better understanding of who he was as a person and what he stood for. Because, like I say, I feel like it's best for a person to know both sides of their family, because then you know who you are as a person. Okay, I got these traits from over here. I got these looks from over here. And me losing a mother and a father, I had to learn that from other family members.
Hey, well, you wasn't in church with me last Sunday, was you? Because that show was the message. What you just said. You got to know what side, both sides you come from to make you act the way you act. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. But I can't speak on my children father. My oldest daughter, she had the absolute best father. I wouldn't trade him for the world. Continue to rest in peace, Keith Caldwell. When I tell you this man was an excellent father from the time I was pregnant, from the time I got pregnant on down to the time I had her. I mean, it was just prominent in her life. Like she got
Mhm.
started days. He passed away when she was, I think that was, he passed away December 2nd. Her birthday was December 8th, right before her 12th birthday, I want to say. But oh my God, like the best father in the world. And then my other two daughters, they fathers do what they can. It's not always, monetary. So that's on my part. I did not say, oh, because you ain't giving or you ain't doing XYZ, I'm gonna stop you from being in their life.
Mhm.
Never that. My kids will gain their own, perspective of their father. It won't be coming from me. So yes, my kids are still, in their father's lives. Even though my two oldest ones is older, but my youngest one, yeah, very much so.
Well,
I have a good. Yeah, you did have a good dad. Your dad raised me, Papa. So
mhm.
I did have a father figure. My grandfather. I had uncles that stepped in as well. My uncle Pokey. I can name names,
Yeah.
but I had men that was prominent in my life, but not the man that I needed.
Mhm. And you said something key in what you were just saying. Your two other daughters that may not be there monetarily or for a financial gain, but they are there when they can.
Hmm.
That's a big, 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 big misconception that I think a lot of people miss on both sides.
Yeah.
Because you can just be there financially and not be there in other ways, and that's an absence, and or you could be there absent, and but you think you're doing the world. And
Exactly.
like I say, you have some people that it become a standoff. Well, if you don't give me this, you ain't gonna see your child. That should never take place in that situation. Because, like you say, that child is gonna develop their own relationship, their own sense of who their father is, what their
Right.
what their father did, was their father there in their life.
Hmm. Yep.
Very
And
just said.
there, yeah. I had a stepdad too. God rest his soul too. He passed away too. But I had a stepdad too that was very prominent in my life, in my beginning years of life, who kind of shaped me and molded me as well too. So I take my hat off to him. It's the Wayne jumping jelly bean green as we called him. But man, fathers is man. But I take my hat off to all the men who want to be fathers, who are destined to be fathers, who are in their kids' lives, who are making good decisions by their children because they don't know. Like the older you get, you be needing that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially us girls when we get older and we start dealing with men, we only can get the game from the man, from the daddy. Say, hey, this is what's gonna happen. You gonna come into some heartbreaks. You gonna come into some dudes that's gonna run game. You gonna come into some, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm gonna talk your panties off. You gonna come into some different situations, but that's what that daddy is for. Matter of fact, your daddy should be your first love. Your father, should I say, should be your first love. That father is the one who sets the tone for any man that's coming after him.
Mm-hmm.
If your daddy treating you right, he opening the car door for you. He taking you out to eat. He treating you special. He buying you stuff. Guess what? When you see that man out there, guess what? You gonna expect him to do everything. Miss Keisha said, "My dad has always been present through the good, the bad, and the ugly. I still lives until this day, even though I'm grown." Yep, and that's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
because even though I only spent those 3 months with my daddy, that point it left me kind of yearning for more. Like, dang, why I ain't had this my whole entire time? You know what I'm saying? You giving it to me now, cause you know what I'm saying, you on your deathbed.
yep.
I,
And you said something key again. Daddy's girls, mama's boys.
mm-hmm,
That is always, as we came up, that's how the trajectory is.
Hmm.
Cause I'm a mama's boy at heart, but hey,
Yeah. Don't tell you the real and uncut when it comes to you being in relationships. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just, this about the fathers today. So yeah, we just saying that it's so prominent for a father to be in a child's life, whether it's male, whether it's female. With the males, of course, teaching them the birds and the bees, how to wear, condoms, how to treat a woman from their perspective. You know what I'm saying? How not, how to play sports if that's the case. Just that overall spending time with them. That overall just grooming them and listening them. How to dress, how to put on the suit. If you ain't that type of person that wear a suit, how to dress period. Okay, I can't dress you in a suit, but I know how to throw you on a good fit and you go with some J's or some penny loafers or whatever kind of shoes.
how to tie a tie, how to that that person should be getting that image from you. You should be a learning. You're walking, learning. You should be a sponge that they are absorbing everything you have to offer.
Right.
Saying
And,
so yeah,
and it's benefiting them in the long run. When
absolutely.
when you get older, like your father, he can say, "Man, I'm proud of my." He can sit back and say, "Man, I'm proud of my son. Everything he's accomplished. I paid away for him. I showed him what it was, and now he's taking it and he done took it to a whole nother level. Like that's something to be, proud of." And then they said, "Dad and brother showed me." Yeah, very much so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the biggest thing, one thing we, like I say, we always do a little research on here. We try to give y'all some facts. So the nation's first Father's Day was celebrated on June 19th, 1910, in the state of Washington. However, it was not until 1972, 58 years after President Woodrow Wilson made Mother's Day official. So I'm gonna repeat that. However, it was not until 1972, 58 years after President Woodrow Wilson made Mother's Day official, that the day honoring fathers became a nationwide holiday in the United States.
Wow.
So once again, we love y'all women, but the women had Mother's Day before the men had Father's Day.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It took them what,
Hmm.
58 years to bring it into fruition. That's like that's crazy. That just shows you how the dynamics of the world is, how it's portrayed to be like, you know, oh, the mothers, they do everything. Like forget the fathers, but it's fathers out there that's matching energy. It's
Hmm.
fathers out here that's raising kids solo.
Yeah.
You know
Now
what I'm
that
saying?
that's a whole nother topic that folks don't like to talk about, but you're absolutely right. I mean, you always get one side of the narrative. The father is absent. The father not doing what he can. But on the flip side, just like you just said, it's a lot of single fathers. I know plenty that
Yeah,
have raised their kids. Some I know since birth, done it solo
yeah,
for different spectrums of the arena, but have done it solo. So it's a lot of things that get misconstrued. Um, Same thing, with the when it comes to saying, hey, the I'm trying to use my words carefully here. When it comes to the bashing of the father, the bashing of the black father, gotta
mm,
be careful with that. You gotta
yeah,
be, ladies. If the relationship didn't work out, that's not your place to bash your child's father to that child. It's not your place.
yeah.
It's
I,
not. It's not, because at the end of the day, he wasn't whatever you call him or whatever name you want to portray him when he was up on that hill, or you was up on that mountain
looking for that
having
horse.
having a good old time riding.
Yeah, too. And to piggyback off of that too, sometimes it's like, oh, if you're not with me, you can't see the kids. Women sometimes use the kids as a crutch. I know a few men, good fathers, that's fighting the system now. That and the system is, like I say, is the system is built crazy, and it's coming from me, a woman.
It's one sided.
Yeah, where I've seen good men, fathers who are battling the system. Now they can say, "Oh, I got time set up for my child," right? And then I'm there at the meat spot waiting to get my child from my child's mother, and she never shows up. And it's happened numerous of times. And I could call the police, and they just be like, "Oh well, you just didn't see him. You just didn't see him or her." It's like that. It's a fighting, a long fighting back.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just say the men won't win because it seems like they're not winning in that sense. But like we here to recognize the good fathers. We're here to, stand in the gap for the good fathers.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like I say, and then and then one thing about it, hey, males, hey, be proud to be a father. Be proud of it. Wear it proudly. You know what I'm saying? Because can't nobody tell you what you're not doing. If that makes sense, I don't want that to go over your head. You yourself know what you're doing or you're not doing.
Mhm.
So don't let nobody be judgmental on you and say, well, you do this. This what you're not doing. Show up, be present.
Yeah,
In biblical terms, that's all God wants for you. Show up, be present, take care of your responsibility. It ain't another soul on this earth can tell you what you ain't doing. If you do them three things right there, if you show up, be active, be responsible,
that's it.
what can they tell you? You know yourself, you know in your heart if you're doing what you're supposed to do. You know if you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Cut and dry.
Now, like I say, if you
Everybody ain't meant father, but you got to know yourself. If you study to know that self approved, then you know what you put on here to be and what you're not, and you ain't gonna keep running planting seeds everywhere and knowing you ain't gonna father them.
and then ladies, y'all know I'm coming. Y'all know I be coming. I was trying to hold it back for this show. Stop letting everybody fertilize your garden when you already know what he capable of.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be out here having babies by every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Just let me put it out there like that. And you already know Tom, Dick, and Harry ain't worth 2 cents. But yet, you letting them fertilize your garden and you expecting different results.
Yeah.
Like I say, we got to be accountable because if brothers, if we out here just fertilizing every garden, and then we already ain't taking care of one set of children over here, then I'm gonna go fertilize this garden, and I ain't and the accountability comes on us too now. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. And what is I think the worst thing is when a lady get mad at the man and then won't allow him to see the kids. That is awful, especially when he loves the kids. Oh, so true. So true. I done seen that happen so many times. It's like you're punishing the kids. You're not punishing the yeah, so many words you punishing the father too, but the kids are the ones to, being affected because they like, okay, I love my daddy. I want to see my
Hmm.
daddy. Why I can't see, but they so caught up in the anger part. Oh well, he don't want to be with me no more. Oh well, he can't buy you XYZ. No, let them kids go. Let them build their own, perception of how they daddy are, and they may never. They still may love his dirty drawers, and he may haven't gave them a dime financially, but never know what he could give them physically and mentally. He
Hmm.
could still pour into them.
Hmm.
He just can't, give him what he don't have, or he might just don't want to give. But if
Like
them and still in a way that's still conducive to them, it's still gonna be a part in their growing up. and becoming who they are, being a successful, better person, and I'm all for it.
Let them kids form their own opinion.
Yeah.
Now we're not saying put your children in harm's way. But that's don't walk away from the show with that notion. What we're saying is let them children form their own opinion about their father.
Yeah.
Because if it didn't work with y'all, that's cool. It just didn't work. It didn't work for whatever reason. It did not work. But don't be bashing. Your dad ain't shit, and that. They when they become wise enough, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Now, if you are now, like I said, on the flip side, I think somebody said, say it again. On the flip side, what I said is, if you already have knowledge that Tom, Dick, or Harry ain't worth 2 cents, why you sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry? Make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Got.
you should do a little bit of research, a little bit, a little bit on anybody that's male or female, but particularly females. We should be talking about fathers, and you're bearing kids, and you know your garden is gonna carry that seed and gonna plant for 9 months. You got to be careful who fertilizing your garden,
Mm-hmm.
because bad seed gonna multiply bad seed.
Yeah. That it is.
Let's just be real. We say
And
we gonna
so back
close,
to
so we gonna.
be careful who you have kids with or who you lay down with. But in that same sense too, and yes, you have some men that could be master manipulators or talk a good game, and you be like, oh my God, they were so this, they were so nice, they were so giving. Boom, so baby come along, now they then turned into a whole nother person, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on you. So you have those situations, as well. But yeah, we just have to be careful who we choosing. But if you choose that type of person, you know what it is. Don't expect that person to be something different because now it's a child involved.
And you and come on now, we not like I say, we gonna keep it all the way 100. You already know him and old girl was together, had a child. He ain't doing nothing for that child. Why you gonna get pregnant? That the one that will be bewildering, bewildering me. Why? Oh, you think you finna change something? You finna put on your cape and become Captain Save a Man?
That's
Ain't,
that.
ain't gonna happen.
That's that love. That's that love. Be so.
I can
Oh, he
tell you, I can tell you anything you want.
that way. He gonna be different with me.
I could blow all in your ear all night long and tell you every love song you want to hear, but like you already know. Come on now, you need a conversation we have. You already know.
Yeah.
And fellas, we do the same thing. Now we, like I say, this show about us, but I speak for the pro. We go out there and oh yeah, everything that look good ain't good.
Mm-mm.
But you get curious, then you have problems. Then 18 years later, you just done had the worst headache of your life. Oh man, I done had a damn child about her, man. I should have left her. We come on now, we do it. We do it.
Yes, sure I do. And what to say when a person show you who they are, believe them. You're not fixing to change them. That's true. You can't change them. They got the only thing they can do is try to change themselves if that's what they want. But what you said last show, a zebra never changes stripes.
That always told me a zebra ain't gonna change the stripe. That mug gonna be black and white all day long, twice on Sunday.
Yeah, man, all the way said check, man, to be. Yeah, they'll say all they want you to say to get you in the bed. Yeah, they will. But it's still that comes with you knowing how to recognize the red flags. You
Mm-hmm.
knowing how to when somebody trying to be love bombing or narcissistic
Mm-hmm.
or manipulating. That all comes from you knowing. But if you don't know because
Mm-hmm.
you taught the game, i.e., girls getting it from their
Mm-hmm.
daddy or uncle, whomever teaching them the game, then you gonna run into them hiccups. You gonna run into those situations. You may know the game is still running too.
And auntie, on that comment there, you're absolutely right. We gonna tell you everything you want. But then she got to be smart enough to say, you know what? Number one, I ain't on no kind of birth control. Number two, hey, you need to go and wrap that little thing on up because hey, look, this is not a moment that we're trying to conceive. Now we know we know without a shot of a doubt, most people don't even think about the conviction of let me find my word I'm looking for. I want to hit this one. Don't even have the conversation about conceiving. It just happens. So you just can't be, so you got to weigh the pros with the cons now because, like you say, them old heads used to tell us coming up, they used to tell us, hey, anybody you sleep with has the potential to carry your child.
Yeah, because you got to think, contraceptive is not 100%. It's not 100%.
But if you don't want,
is you have women who's on, birth control and different things, and still get, pregnant. You have condoms that have malfunctions. You still get, get a woman impregnated. So you just have to know the only 100% one is what? Celibacy. That's the only 100%.
It ain't too many people celibate, but you're right. But what you just said is a gem that I don't want that to go over nobody's head. Preventive measures. If you take no preventive measures, stuff happens. Hey, stuff happens.
Yep. Mr. Shannon said, how do y'all feel about men who tell women I don't want the kid, but she still has it? Should he be released from his responsibilities?
Whoa, Mr. Shannon, you getting a little deep. We were talking about Father's Day today. You got a little deep.
It could be a situation where a woman say, well, I don't believe in abortions. I don't believe that. So I'm a child. But had that decision with that man to say, okay, I don't believe in abortions. I know you don't want none. So I'm going to take sole responsibility for this child. But you got to be willing to take sole responsibility and not back on him and be like, okay, I need, or you need to be a part. No, because he told you from the jump.
Come on.
If you want to, you might change your mind. The baby pop out. People change their mind. Oh, this my son. This my daughter. Boom. And you want to be a willing participant. Cool.
Come on.
If he told you and you did it, I mean.
And girl, we're going to save that one, Mr. Cena, but we're going to save that one for that. We're going to talk about that. And we want to get too deep. But to piggyback off what Crystal did, bring her comment back up. Now, we done heard this. We done seen this in our communities. Now, once he tell you he don't want no kid and things happen, you can't go down there and try to put that man on child support. I done seen this happen.
But let's put a twist on it.
Go ahead.
He didn't want no kids, right? But what preventive measures did he take to help prevent it? So do that still make you 50% liable?
Hey,
you throw a twist on it.
Hey, like I say, you just threw the twist. But like I say, if both folks are taking them preventive measures, she on her birth control, and he's scrapping it up. If stuff happens, I think that's when we have this conversation gets deeper. But you're absolutely right. If them preventive measures ain't being taken, you rolling the dice. So I mean, it's a we gonna hey, I promise this. But y'all, hey, that's why we love y'all interacting. Y'all be having them questions. We gonna talk about this next. We really gonna.
And what to say, you better have that conversation in the beginning. If he don't want kids, he better wrap it up. He is still responsible.
I mean, you're right, but it's debatable. It's debatable because if he flats out say, look, we're not. Hey, I don't want no kid. Some men have reached that point in their life, or he not even have reached it, but just say, I don't want no kid. she should take heed to what he's saying. And if they go, like I say, it ain't. I think when you look at this here, I don't think this is that one hitter quitter that I'm a double back. Let me go get that again. I think this kind of gets in that relationship. Hey, we seeing each other now. So I think when you start getting to that, like you say, that's when them conversations have to happen. That's when you have to say, you know what, hey, because 99.9% of the time, ain't nobody grabbing no contraceptives, prophylactics in the heat of the moment. Let's just keep it all the way 100.
Now, let me give you an example of a situation I've known being in the healthcare field. Woman is on birth control.
Mm-hmm.
Woman is not educated about how birth control works and what can knock it off. She had allergies. She taking cold medicine. He
Mm-hmm.
wear condom slides down. She on birth control, but she taking medication. The medication overrides the birth control. Boom, she gets pregnant. Men don't want no child, but a child, a child is born. And I've seen where hey, can you do? Can I have? Oh, I can't get this child support. I've seen that situation.
Y'all know I ain't quiet, but I'm a stew on that one. I'm a stew. I'm a stew on that one. I see what you're saying.
So that's why I can go either way with, yeah, you 50%. If we go to state route, yeah, you still liable for that child.
Mm-hmm.
You still liable.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's like ain't what to say in the beginning. You had those conversations. Okay, but what if? Okay, you don't want no kids. I don't want no kids, or I may want some, but you may not want none. But we just gonna date for the time being, maybe. But I guess if it's two opposite things, you shouldn't finish that relationship anyway, because you want something, and that person don't want none. It ain't gonna end well anyway.
But
So if you at up front in the beginning and
mm-hmm.
okay, we don't want kids, but what if it happened? I'm letting you know I don't believe in abortions.
Mm-hmm.
So we move forward in the relationship. Ain't want to say wow, but I think the law gonna make him
Mm-hmm.
responsible. Yes, the law made him responsible.
Yeah, but see, but yeah, the law, but the law will. That's why I say you have to have those conversations, like you say, up front. Because where we at now? Look, I'll tell anybody. My baby making days over.
Yeah.
It's just me speaking. All my kids almost out the door.
Mhm.
I'm not starting over. Now I ain't went and got snipped, nipped, and clipped. I ain't got spadered and neutered. If for anybody who's trying to figure out what I was saying, I'm I'm just saying I don't want no more children.
Mhm.
My children days are over.
But
So
would you then if a woman says, "Hey, I want kids," then you'll have to make that decision. I don't care how good you feel like she'll be or add value to your life.
that
That you'll have to end that.
that decision already made.
Yeah, you'll have to end that relationship. I'm not for you.
Deuces. But like you say, but all jokes aside, it's a conversation that has to be had up front.
Mhm. Most
Because,
definitely.
like I say, because another topic, we have to write these down now. Because we were talking about the older women going after older men and all that good stuff. Now, like you say, his man may be done with kids, 50 and all that. We've seen it, but
Well,
you want kids.
you got to think of what's his name? Pablo. What was his name? 82 years old, just had a
No,
baby.
no, 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 no. Both of them need to stop. Stop. That was Robert De Niro at 79.
Yeah.
Now, his buddy, our friend Al Pacino at 82 just had one.
Al Pacino, that's who I'm talking. And
Now,
his
him,
girl.
him, him, him and Robert De Niro need to stop. But
Yeah.
Now let's be honest. We ain't gonna get sidetracked. We're gonna keep 100. Them women out there sleeping with them men based on their name. Ain't no way in the world. Now we know math. We gonna do some math here. We gonna start with De Niro. De Niro 79. I'm gonna say he live another 18 years. That child get grown.
Mm-hmm. But even in the aspect of him now, can't he be a good father to that child? He can't run and play and jump with a 2-year-old.
Only monetarily. Only monetarily. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
So that child will be 97 when that child turns 18. I want y'all to stay with me real quick. I'm gonna do quick math. Now Al Pacino, 82. Now we know 82 and 18 is 100 all day long. Why on God's green earth you out here still skeeting? Now, do you blame them or do you blame their partners? Because I think in both scenarios, one was 29 and I think the other one was 30,
26.
26.
26. Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. And can they be good fathers? Could they give that child everything that child needs? Not even monetary, because we know monetarily that child is taken care of.
That the royalties that child set the rest of their life.
Yes.
But no, physically, like you say, the physical aspect, and even giving them 10 more years on life. De Niro will be 89. Al Pacino will be 92.
Mm-hmm.
Or Lord forbid something happened to them right now. Them kids will never know their dad. You'll be sitting there watching movies.
Yeah. And be like, my daddy was this old.
So I mean, it's a great show, y'all. Man, we love y'all. This interaction, you got us thinking. We love it. Like I say, it's about y'all. But it's the we like to give y'all scenarios. Y'all give us scenarios because, like you say, you got to look at it from a two-sided angle. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you have to look at it from both sides and both perspectives. And like I say, those well, well, are they selfish?
Yeah, because they not thinking. They so caught up in, yeah, my age is saying I'm old, but I'm feeling
Hey,
young. So I'm gonna be out here
hey,
frisky like young
hey.
people. But now you bringing a child in this world that you really can't give 100%. So yes, that's true. That's a selfish move.
But when them young thing got up there, when they got up there, they know what time it was. Them boys ain't shucking in they ain't stroking in the ocean. Them
Yeah,
them boy them boy oh they laying down, they enjoying that ride. So
and that woman too. They knew what they was doing.
that's why I'm saying, you can't say they selfish because she knew what she was. Both of them in those situations that we just talked about knew exactly what they was getting into.
Yeah.
Based off the name, I guarantee they wouldn't go sleep with an 82-year-old in a nursing home.
Cause why don't one person have sense enough to say, you know what, now we together, but we ain't gonna do this because you're not gonna be able to. Who gonna raise a child? A
We
nanny?
we know what they doing. They securing the bag, y'all. Let's keep it a buck. They securing the bag. That's
Yeah.
Robert. That's Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. Their catalog is gonna live way past their natural life.
Right.
They're living off that name and that bag that they gonna secure.
Yep.
Them royalty checks gonna come in to them kids forever and a day. Because I
Mm-hmm.
get you, nobody on this God green earth gonna sit here and go pick a 79-year-old and an 82-year-old man and say, I'm gonna go down to my local nursing home and I'm gonna give him the time of the life. I'm gonna give him a ride. I'm gonna give him a ride he ain't never rode. And 9 months later, hey, we got a little bundle of joy. Ain't gonna happen.
Mm-mm.
If I'm lying, I'm flying.
No, there ain't nobody going to no nursing home for that now. And
But
then it's behind it.
De Niro, Al Al Pacino, the
Mm-hmm.
name, that's what they doing.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, y'all, like I say, this episode, we just talking, hitting here popcorn style, just kicking it around, talking a little noise, talking about these Father's Day. Things we need to do as a father, how to become better fathers. That's number one. Like I say, always be active. Be
Oh,
active. We don't talk about where we lead the seed at. Same thing with the women. Hey, everything ain't meant to fertilize your garden.
mm-mm, no. And we just have to educate our kids on the stuff that we wasn't educated on. I learned a lot of stuff from my uncles.
Hmm.
My father, raised me or whatever, but I learned a lot of stuff from my uncles. Having conversations like me. Laughing. Oh no, because you shy away from the conversations when you that young, but when you get older and you look back on those conversations, you're like, okay, now I can relate. Now I see what they saying. Now I'm mature to understand it, but now I can pass it on to my kids, to my girls as get older. So yeah, but yeah, having that father figure, oh my God, he like I say, the father sets the tone in a relationship. Yeah, when we as daughters, we gonna go through some stuff. We gonna go through some heartbreaks. We gonna go through some breakups. We gonna go through some, whatever. But when that father set that tone, that father being that first love, and he do everything right by that daughter, by that son, they gonna know what to accept and what not to accept. Nah, my daddy used to do. I
And
ain't figure out if you can't do at least what he doing. I can't even.
and let me say to you, you're absolutely right. And I'll be remiss that we didn't get through this episode with me saying that a lot you know my dad person. A lot of folks know my dad person. A lot of folks know the relationship. Coming up, my dad wasn't active in my life, and I'm talking about from the age of birth to my beginning of my teenage years. I knew who my dad was. He wasn't active in my life. So you get a lot. What I say that to say this, you get a lot of folks. You try to use that as a crutch. Well, my dad wasn't there, so I'm gonna be this. No, like I say, I had the old heads that gave us coming up the game that understood. Yeah, yeah, my brother and sister dad was there, but I really learned from the old heads in the neighborhood, like how to be a man. Hey, how to be responsible, how to take ownership. You know what I'm saying? Then later on in life, like I say, my granddad and them, I didn't, and my uncles, I didn't always agree and understand some of the principles they was given, but it made sense as I got older in life. So
Yeah.
I want a lot of y'all out there when y'all look at this episode and y'all out there in this world, don't use that as a crutch. Oh, my dad want this, so I'm gonna just be a jackass.
Break that generational curse.
It's a male figure in your life that you can learn from.
Hmm.
Hey, it could be an old man next door. That's why I always say all the time. I get all my game from the elders. I learned from the elders. That's why I learned respect from the elders. You had to watch how they move. Like I say, it was stuff that you saw and you was like, I mean, before I joined my fraternity, I never knew. I just see the old like, man, these guys got these black suits on. They carrying themselves, and I was young, like they going to these meetings, but they carried themselves. Their conversation was uplifting. The way they moved, the way they walked, the
Yeah.
cars they drove. You know what I'm saying? They never kept a dirty car. So it was the simple thing that as we coming up, and like I said, most folk, I grew up in the inner city of Miami, in the hood. So it was those things that you like, man, okay,
Yeah.
all right, dang. So it was that knowledge that they was instilling and didn't even know they was instilling it in us, but they were showing us the way.
Yeah. That's because they know how to wear many faces. That's
Hmm.
in the professional world. You have to know how to wear many faces. Like how I talk to people at work or when I'm on the phone at work, it's totally different if I'm on the phone with my friend or when I'm on the phone or when I'm in an environment where it's family. And that's the same like they showed you. Yeah, they was probably hood dudes or they probably, but like you say, the older heads, they probably was out there drinking they wine, they drank or gambling or whatever. But when it was time, they knew how to put on the suit. They knew how to, you know, present themselves in front of people. They knew how to talk the talk. So it's like, okay, yeah, I could talk to you. I could be like, oh, what's up? Ha ha ha. Whoop whoop. But when I'm at work, good
Pattern
morning, afternoon. Thank you for calling such and such. How may I help you? How may I assist you?
patterns of behavior, man. Patterns of behavior. That's what it is. Like you say, like I said earlier, that sponge. So me just watching them, I was like a sponge. Like, okay, all right. Like I say, and don't sit here like it was. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was all peaches and cream. We saw the good, we saw the bad, and we saw the other side. But they
Mm-hmm.
carried themselves in a way that was like, okay, all right. And they used to talk to us. See that's another episode for next season. Man, we got to get back talking to these young folks. That's the problem.
Mentorship, it has lost its way.
Hey man, well, they because we know a lot of folks may not know the system was designed to take the black man out the house. Like I
Mm-hmm.
say, that's part of history. We can't dispute. It was there. If your mother was getting assistance or public housing, that man could not be in that house.
Could not be in that house.
A
No.
lot of folks duck and tuck their tail, and when we start talking about that, but that was facts. No matter where you grew up at,
Yeah.
you can go do the research. What come on, help me out. Uh, Food stamp requirement was. It was Section 8. It wasn't even Section 8 back then. It was public assistance of housing.
Yeah. Or if you get that, they gonna force you to put the child, the exit parent on child support because
So
you get an assistance. But like I was saying in an earlier episode, we want to go touch on that a tad bit. The child support, I don't feel like it's set up for the child unless you never have used government. Now, if you Blue Cross Blue Shield got your own going on, boom, you're gonna get all that money, whatever they say that person has to pay. But if you ever use government assistance, if you ever been on anything, they getting their money off top. The babies getting the pennies. You be like, oh, well, you supposed to pay $900 a month, but I'm only saying $50. Yeah, yeah. That's because the state getting theirs off top. You paying them for them doctor's appointments. You paying them for them babies to be born. Paying you all that. That's why it just goes to show we have to be careful as women who we choose to operate with. But it's about fathers. I ain't want to say old movie Claudine show how it really was. Yep.
hey, you right. Like I said, and this show just showed that the conceiving part. You can't, like I said, man. I'm all male, but you can't, like I say. I got sisters and female cousins, and like I tell them, we had some of these same conversations. You can't be busting on for everybody because when that garden gets fertilized, you're gonna be sitting there looking crazy,
Mm-hmm.
trying to have different results, and you're not gonna get them, and you just can't. Like you say, you can't sit there. You can't sit there and just. As a few folks I know would say, you can't have community
Yeah.
P.
Or community D. Get
Facts. Community P and community D.
and
Gonna
those
end up with a community F.
right, right. So man, like we say, we talking about the fathers today. If y'all fathers,
I think one of my partners I'm gonna shout out later on, Vegan Cena. We see you. Hey,
eh, thank you
glad
for that.
glad you on in.
Yeah, so we just talk. That's what we talking about, man. We salute y'all because I know they don't get that acknowledgement. It's coming in June. We on break in June, so we want to get it in today and just talk about how we gonna set not only how we celebrate them, but just the if do you still allow your kids to see them if it's not monetized? So we just touching on a little bit of that, which when you have these conversations, sometimes it branch off to other conversations, which is
But
all
it,
it's
but
all in
but
one.
it ties back in. It ties back in. So no matter what, no matter like you say, no matter where we go with it, the topic it's gonna spin, it's gonna come back, it's gonna come back full circle.
Hmm.
So for y'all late tuners and the ones just got in, man, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
This topic tonight was, was about what's the definition of a good father? And do you let your child or children's father play a pivotal role in your child or children's life, even if you and him not together?
Right. Right. Yep. Cuz go back and watch it. I think you. It's good. It's good. It's a good piece.
Yeah, we still live. So if y'all out there, man, y'all got some more questions, comments. Hey man, we appreciate it. Like I say, like Chris just said, man, this was a Father's Day show. We're gonna take a little small summer hiatus. It's getting that time. Traveling, we got some traveling we're gonna be doing. You know what I'm saying? We might pop up and let y'all know where we at. Uh, but yeah, man, this is Mother's Day is one of the most celebrated holidays in America. Father's Day is the least celebrated holiday in America.
Yes. And you could walk into Walmart. You could walk in any of those
Right.
stores, and what you're not gonna see anything for Father's Day. They may have some tool sets or something out like that, but Mother's Day you're gonna see cars, you're gonna see flowers,
Yeah,
balloons, you're gonna see teddy bears, you're gonna see all of that stuff. So we just want to take time in this in our show and just say we salute the fathers that's out there grinding for their kids, that's being in their kids' life 24/7. For the ones single fathers that's raising their children, for the fathers who are in the courts that are fighting, for their fathers. We just salute everybody. Miss I want to say salute to all the fathers that's doing their part. Time with the child is most important. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Miss Trishina says salute to all the dads who out here braiding hair and helping with homework. Our kids need you most definitely. Yes.
absolutely.
Team, share live and appreciate any and every one of you for watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, live ways on the thawedmagazine.com. Salute. Yes, we salute each and every one of y'all for tuning in and rocking with us all this season. We, like I said, we just having candid conversations.
Like and it be real. That's what when like I say, little history when me and Crystal start talking, Jay Jack in the background, it was just like, yo, we gonna talk about the real stuff. A lot of times, like I say, we hear it and no matter what arena we in life, different circles we may go through. You hear it in the barbershops, you hear it in the salons, you hear it at work. Folks be having candid conversations, but they don't like to express themselves. Hey, this is a safe space for y'all to come on here. Like you say, we gonna give it to you real raw and uncut. We
Mm-hmm.
just two folks done been knowing each other almost it is 2.5 decades. You know what I'm saying? So hey, and we used to have these conversations in our 20s, like early 20, like 20, like so. Think about we look at the maturation, and we have the maturation we've come from our early 20s to our mid 40s now, and it's been growth on both parts. So it's like, man, what better way to come together and bring this when life talk. Oh yeah, salute to all the stepfathers as well. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Valid point.
Mm-hmm.
I have enjoyed all the talks we have seen and heard. You guys definitely keep it real. Enjoy your summer break. Absolutely, absolutely. Hey man, can't wait to make it to the big screen. It's coming. Hey, we trying. Hey, we grinding. Like I
Mm-hmm.
say, y'all. Hey, the more shares, like I say. Hey, I tell people we may start small, but one day I have the same manifestation. This thing gonna be big. We can be as big as the other ones out there. The pivot, $1 million worth of game. Like I say, we can get there, but we couldn't do it without y'all support.
So we thank y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in each and every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And y'all be rocking it out with us.
Oh yeah, y'all crunk it up tonight. y'all
Yeah.
y'all really y'all went in, and like I say, y'all gave us about two or three topics for next season, man. Hey, that's what we appreciate. Like I say, y'all get us to thinking, and like I say, it's these debates, and it's not a debate. It's a different way to look at things.
Right.
The end result gonna be the same. It's just a different way to format it to say, you know what? Oh, I didn't think about it like that. But hey,
Right. Exactly.
we always like to leave y'all with a gem. So one thing like I say, I would say this no matter the relationship you have with your father. That's anybody out there. Good, bad, and indifferent. If he's living, reach out to him this Father's Day. No matter what it's been. No matter what it's been. Ladies, if you and your child's father ain't been able to see eye to eye in 23 years, I'm just throw a number out there. That means y'all can see this child in 2000, it's 2023, and you still holding on to some anger. Bridge that gap. Bridge that gap. Like I said, when you bridge the gap, if you've done all you could do, the only thing you do after that is turn over to God. But you have done your part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All y'all fathers out there, I salute y'all. Like I said earlier, nobody can tell you how to raise your kid. Nobody can tell you what you're doing or you're not doing. When you put that mirror in your face,
Mm-hmm.
you know what you're doing. And I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to turn it over to Chris and let her close it us on that.
We thank y'all, appreciate y'all as always. This is When Life Talk. We are going on a summer break, enjoying family, travel, friends, working on better material, coming back at y'all. We love y'all. We'll see y'all back in August.
Bigger,
Uh,
better.
keep our Facebook page, When Life Talk Facebook page for valuable information, quotes, all that good stuff. Just keep rocking out with us, even though we won't be on live on Wednesday. Just keep watching and tuning in. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. All that good stuff. Again, it's When Life Talk, real conversations.
And my girl, she joined us. I'm going to shout her business out real quick. Uh, Root Broody, I may be saying it wrong. Swimming suit line, black owned business coming out of Pensacola, Florida. I know you out there. I seen you on. Hey, salute to what you're doing. All the black businesses that have been on the show. Hey, we salute y'all. Hey, we're gonna have some more stuff coming up in the up season. So we're gonna get y'all business information. Hey, this a team, this a culture. We gotta promote each other. So hey, salute. We out.
Good evening. Peace. Oh, I was putting up 5 fingers.